Hi, I'm Jimmy Long, and welcome to Neuqua Connection. Today, our guest is the CEO of non-for-profit Dance On, and his name is Greg Long.
Hi, thank you for having me, Jimmy.
Thank you so much for coming. So, the first question I wanted to ask you was kind of what was your life like before Dance On, and how did that kind of prepare you for starting this whole non-for-profit?
I'm married with three kids, living here in Naperville for the last 18 years, but originally from New York City. I work in the financial industry, treasury services, so large corporate banks. And I would tell you that I'm not sure what prepared me to be ready to run a non-for-profit, Dance On, which is a 501c3 charity based out of Naperville, was certainly something that was not on my list of things to do as I was going through life. But working in corporate America, learning how to be organized, to work with different people, specifically some of the banking aspects of my life that come in handy. Those certainly were great tools for when my wife and I did decide to open up this organization.
You kind of touched on this a little bit, but can you just explain what Dance On is and like what's their message?
Sure. So Dance On started a little over 2.5 years ago after a bullying incident experienced by a local dance troupe that featured some male dancers. While there was some general heckling of the team's performance, the young male artists, dancers, were kind of singled out for um, what male dancers sometimes get called. And it was a very unfortunate experience. Out of that, my wife and I decided to show our support because my son was one of them. And we decided to build a charity that supported initially male dancers and anti-bullying programs. Right now, in the 2.5 years that we've been in existence, we've expanded our mission to cover special needs programs or differently abled artists, theater organizations, and we've even sponsored scholarships now for female dancers as well, all struggling to pay the bills. And in dance, those are can be quite large sometimes.
So, how can you kind of relate to those people that you've given the scholarships to?
Well, if I'm being totally transparent, for most of my youth, I was on the short side. In fact, I was 4'11" in the eighth grade, and when your last name is long, you certainly draw a lot of attention and not all of it positive. So, growing up in some of the tougher neighborhoods in New York, I had to learn to defend myself. I had to learn to stand up to the bullying, and I also learned that you had to develop some thick skin because, unfortunately, while you can change some minds, you're not going to be able to do that, and you just have to deal with it. So, I think what it also did is it bred in me a sensitivity for those people, whether it's kids, adults, any gender, any ethnicity, any religious or sexual orientation. If they're feeling that they're not a part of the equation or they're ostracized, I have a spot in my heart for those people.
Mhm. Is that kind of what motivated you to keep going? Because I know you've had some like hardships with this.
Well, just like with anything, you or anything that I do, I throw my whole soul and commitment into whatever project or thing that I'm doing. So it really has become a second job, but a job that I love because I really feel that it's doing some good. So what really keeps me motivated is the support that I want to show my son, my interviewer who dances, and others who may or may not have the support that they need. And again, either financially or just knowing that there's somebody out there willing to believe in them and their dream. So that's what keeps me motivated. And I feel like every day my wife and I have to live up to what Dance On has become, which is a positive influence on many lives, specifically in the artistic community.
Hmm. So, Dance On has become really big in the last 2.5 years. And I just wanted to know some cool things that you guys have done.
Well, some of the really cool things, in no particular order, was we've made an incredible amount of friends, some real icons in the dance industry. So the cast of Hamilton, Chicago, and Hamilton, LA have helped us out tremendously. Carly Ferreira, Yossi Chaikin, Mikey Winslow, Ebron Stanley, Jared Houghton, all cast members have pitched in and done master classes, concept videos. We've actually been on the Today Show, which featured our organization not only in October, but in their Christmas special. That was covered by Craig Melvin, who did an amazing job on us. It also drew the attention of the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, who reached out to Jimmy to kind of, and Dance On, to kind of tell us to keep going and doing what we do. That was amazing. We also had the opportunity through Jimmy to open up for Michelle Obama's book tour in the United Center 2 years ago in front of 20,000 people. That was exciting. But also to get to work with incredible artists like Josh Kalaki and Charity and Andreas and Mark Meismer and JT Church and Autumn and Krista Miller and a host of others that have come to our assistance to help raise visibility and money for our scholarship programs.
Is there any specific moment you can remember that was kind of the most exciting, or like an epiphany or something you had?
There were two. One was our first master class when we had no idea what we were doing, and we had a big program put together. And our first teacher was Yossi Chaikin from Hamilton, who had reached out, and I bit my nails wondering whether he was actually ever going to show up. And he did. He was transformative and has become a great friend of not only Dance On, but the Long family. And my second one was sitting backstage at the Michelle Obama book tour. That was powerful because it was about support, right? Michelle Obama's book was about becoming, and watching my son Jimmy get on stage in front of all those people and speak so eloquently about our cause it's a powerful moment.
Wow. So basically, I just wanted to ask you next, what makes Dance On stand out from like other different organizations?
Yeah, I think the bullying, unfortunately, is still with us, and technology, while it has been such a positive, especially for this generation, the understanding of social issues and environmental issues, and the information share has certainly created a smaller global community, and I think has educated this new generation. But what it has also done is weaponized negative things like bullying. And so I feel that it is still with us. It's still with us with a vengeance. And Dance On does its little part to shine a light on a very uncomfortable topic. I think a topic that pretty much anybody in your audience will have experienced at one time or another, whether it's, a boy doing something that is, not stereotypical, or a girl who has experiencing body shaming issues, or anybody who just feels like they're not a part of a group. So I think Dance On touches on all of that.
So the last question I kind of wanted to ask you was, where do you see Dance On going in the future?
We have so many sticks in the fire. We are talking with television production companies about a reality TV show that would talk about our mission and also feature some of our great Dance On casts that we've used over the years. We are talking about a Dance On convention, which would bring artists into the Chicago area to teach and also share stories about acceptance and anti-bullying, while having some cool, fun dance opportunities. We are also in very preliminary talks with the school district here locally to try to see if we can introduce Dance On into the curriculum. So lots going on. Masterclass is still coming. We're starting to work with a gentleman by the name of Calvin Royal in the American Ballet Theater to see if we can get him to work with us. So just exciting things coming up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate it. And thank you for the time. And let's remember to dance on.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you go check out Dance On their website at www.danceonchicago.com and on their Instagram at danceonchicago. Thank you for joining us. And I'm Jimmy Long from Neuqua Connection.